It's important to remember on election night, don't be fooled by early returns. They won't necessarily be reflective of how the race is going to end up. Every state counts votes a little bit differently, but in many states you'll see the Democrat will be up by a large margin at the beginning of the night, and then the Republican will take the lead later, and vice versa. Pennsylvania, the state law says they can't process their mail ballots before the morning of election day. So election officials spend all day trying to process those ballots and count those ballots, but they'll have a lot left over when the actual election day voting stops at 8 p.m. on Eastern time on election night. So you might see early in the night a bunch of mail ballots, the results from them come out first, and in the past, those have favored Democratic candidates. Then the election day, the results from people who cast their ballots on election day will come in, and they'll favor a Republican candidate. Arizona is another state where they have their own unique way of counting votes. The vast majority of votes in Arizona are cast before Election Day, both early in person and by mail. They will spend days processing those mail ballots and tabulating those early in person votes. The polls there close at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and they wait an hour before they release the results. So shortly after 10 o'clock, and like literally within like a half hour to 45 minutes, we'll get about 70% of the vote in Arizona. We see in a lot of states, like say in Michigan, Wisconsin, and even Georgia, what will happen is we'll get a lot of results early in the night from the more rural areas in the suburbs. These are places with fewer voters, smaller voting precincts, fewer voting machines where they can count faster, and they also have fewer mail ballots. And then you'll start to see the votes from the more densely populated urban areas come in later in the evening. And so, be wary of what you see early, and it's not necessarily reflective of what you'll see at the end of the night.